My first experience working at the Sinjaya Motor Car Workshop in the West Jakarta area. I did not work directly as a mechanic, but become a mechanical assistant. First come in, like usually. New employees come to work. There must be a sense of shame or shyness, and also I don't know the other employees. At that time, I was still very confused about what tasks I had to do as a mechanical assistant. Sometimes I don't do anything. Sometimes I want to help. I'm afraid I'm wrong. So all wrong. Hehe. As time went on, I'm used to being a mechanic's assistant, where my job is to only help mechanics if someone needs help, and cleaning the workshop before and after working hours, while learning about machine mechanics and studying trouble or problems that are often faced by mechanics. The more often I help mechanics, the more knowledge I get from mechanics. Apart from that, when I got to know all the employees, working was very pleasant and very enthusiastic. They were all very friendly to me, not infrequently when the atmosphere was quiet because no customers came. There were also mechanics who joked. After I understand the basics, I also want to learn more about mechanical science. If as a mechanic, I definitely will face various tests or problems. Of course, facing the mechanics must be a big responsibility because it can be related to safety for the driver if, for example, the mechanic is not careful in terms of service. In addition, if there is a mechanical service that does not fit, usually the consumer will return to the workshop, or what is often called with a complaint, or return to work. The knowledge of mechanics varies. Not all mechanics have the same knowledge. Some are very smart, and there are also those who don't understand about the machine. And I don't want it if later I am like a mechanic. Many of my services will come back unmitigated. I learn from all mechanics, even though there are mechanics who are so clueless about machines. But I'm sure there is one knowledge that he has that is very valuable. I also learned from the start of the electrical system, ignition, and body. That's all I learned from all mechanics, without exception. Because knowledge has no limits. We can learn with anyone. But one thing that must be considered, we must also be able to filter the knowledge that we get. After 3 months, I worked with very enthusiastic and diligent in learning knowledge from senior mechanics. I was appointed to be a mechanic, but went through a training process for 3 days, and that determines whether or not I deserve to be a mechanic. The first day, I was a little nervous and indecisive. It's like I still have stage fright. I was calmed by the senior mechanics jokingly, and he said it's only services that are important to be sure and be careful. There will be a way. And at that instant, I was more confident. And my training days went normally, even though there are a few problems. Understand that I'm still nervous and a little bit of stage fright. One day when I got a service and I saw it on the service cue sheet, it says spurring and balancing. I immediately feel a little nervous, especially when I see a car in front of me and the Mercy car only wants to wash the car. Coincidentally, in The workshop there is a car. Wash plus car salon plus. Car workshop. With courage, I just thought. Positively, in my mind, if I can't do it, I'll just ask the head of the mechanic for help. And it's true that I had a little trouble when balancing the Fortuner car. I also asked the chief mechanic for help. I'm a little nervous because the person who owns the car is watching beside me. During my training, I became a mechanic. Already finished 3 days, just waiting for a decision from the head of the workshop. On Wednesday, it was the decision day of head of the workshop. Do I become a mechanic or still an assistant mechanic? At around 16:30, I was called by the head of the workshop to meet him in his room, and at that time I entered the workshop head's room. In my heart there was a feeling of anxiety mixed with tension because I was waiting for a decision for me. The head of the workshop also told me the results of the decision, and finally the head of the workshop told me that I was accepted, became a mechanic. Alhamdulillah, I was very happy to hear that decision and increase my enthusiasm in the world of automotive engineering. Even though in the future my responsibility will be even greater as a mechanic, but I'm optimistic I can be a great mechanic. That is all, and thank you.